Hi, I'm Tony. Let's roll the FRC today. Thumb Spica. Let's go. Same old game. You need your water. You need some gloves. You need a cutting strip just to protect the skin from the scissors. You'll need a little bit of stockinette. This is pre-cut, already has the thumb hole in it. Foam. You'll need your polyester casting tape. I'm using 2-inch. And always a good pair of scissors, bandage, and listers, aka the gold handles. And also, the most important thing when it comes to casting is confidence. Let's do this. Now, I am going to be rolling this Thumb Spica cast on myself today due to I don't have anybody to assist me, so I figured I can find something I can roll on my own. So let's just do it. Get into it. Let's do it. You're going to take your pre-cut Thumb Spica sock, roll it all the way down the patient's arm. Try to get it as close to the anacubical space as possible. You take your cutting strip and you want to apply that on the dorsal side of the forearm. Always be mindful of the patient's skin because this is a piece of plastic, so try not to drag that across the patient's skin, especially if they have very sensitive skin. When it comes to anything Thumb Spica, you want to try to get the patient in a position so that the thumb is lined up with the radius of the arm. We like to call it Coke can position, but if you can't, I don't think you can have a soda can in the workspace, so just take a piece of cotton or a roll of cotton and apply it into the patient's palm. First, we're going to open up our package, and then we're going to apply a piece of foam here just to give the patient a little bit of cushion. Always remember the FRC, they will be taking this item on and off. So in turn, that the thumb will be rubbing as they take it on and off. So to prevent irritation, you always want to put a piece of foam down the thumb. This is the focus rigid aspect. We're going to be focusing the rigidity of this set cast on the thumb. You want to try to get your little fan fold, dip it, get a nice little squeeze, and then place your fan fold over your extremity. Hold it down, make sure it's good and in position. Always dump your roll in your water. You always want to try to keep your roll 50-50. Again, if you overroll this type of material, it will make it hard for the patient to take it on and off. All right. Always stay 50-50. Start at the base of the wrist and then work your way up. Basically, you want to work your way up dorsal to proximal. You can put a little bit of tension on this set material because you got to remember we are going to cut it and split it open and trim down the material. So in turn, if a patient says it feels a little tight, you just let them know that once it's removed, it will be a little looser, but it will be form fitted to them. That's the ideal of these FRCs, a focus rigid casting. And again, I'm rolling this on my own because I don't have any help today. So I'm just kind of winging it. I figure there's a few casts and a few braces or a few splints that I can do on my own, and Thumb Spica just seems to be one of them. Not the best approach, but we're doing our best. We're training. Give it a little rub it down. Come in with your final roll and lay it down. Same as before. Clean 50-50. So you can get enough tension, but not too tight that the patient can't take it on and off on their own. You want to roll it all the way down to the elbow, all the way down to the anacubical, or the crease of the elbow first. So have a little cut, lay your edges down, give a nice little rub, make sure it's all smooth, like we say in orthopedic business or the orthotech business, rub it how you love it. Get it all smooth, get all the rough edges, rub it with force, and the friction helps the material dry a little bit while rubbing too, so be gentle, but rub with a little bit of speed. and watch how fast that material dries. Tug all your edges, make sure it's all clean, and then once you get it all rubbed how you want it, you add in your molds. Molding is very important. You can mold while you rub. Always be mindful of ulnar deviation. That is a no-no unless prescribed by that physician. You want to always try to keep your patients in a neutral position. Now you want to cut. If you let your material, when it comes to the FRC, dry long enough, that cutting strip will develop a ridge. You want to keep your scissors in between that said ridge when removing the FRC from the patient. Now, again, this is the part where the magic happens. Make sure you don't take it off too soon. Make sure your material is good and dry, because if it's not dry, I promise you, your ends will droop. Always try to keep your scissors as close to the edge as possible. You basically want to cut on the line where the fiberglass, the polyester material runs into the cloth. This portion here, you want to cut here around the thumb. This is so you can expose the palmar crease in the hand. If you're new to FRCs, I advise to get a Sharpie and try to draw out your cut lines so you don't have to continuously go back and cut. Make sure you find all your corners, sharp edges. Make sure it's smooth. Just rub your hands over your material, over your product. This is the second portion. You'll need your fleece liner. You'll need your Velcro hook, and you would need your Velcro stretch loop so the patient can secure the device to their said extremity. And always a good pair of scissors. Gold handles never have failed me. So let's put it together. Get all the loose ends, all the strays, get your Velcro, and we're just gonna lay this Velcro down prior to applying the fleece liner. And this is just to make sure when you apply the fleece liner over the top of the edge of that Velcro that it stays secure to the brace. I like to put them opposite, my Velcro pieces opposite of one another, just so you can just create a little bit of force, kind of want to center the body in between the brace. All right. Always test your FRC out. If you're unable to open up your FRC or with one hand, it's a strong chance you may have overrolled. And if you can't open it, or again struggling to open it or straining to open it, your patient will have the same issues. So always keep that in mind. We need to roll that 50-50. All right, now we're laying down the fleece liner here. I like to trail my hands behind one another just so I don't have many wrinkles. You want to keep it smooth. So as I engage with the fleece liner around this material, just walk it, and just walking your fingers across, just kind of patting it down, and making it smooth as possible, making sure all your edges are touching and intact with one another. Cut out, lay it down smooth, man, and then go back over it. Try to go back over it again just to make sure. Even though you walk both your hands around the first time, go back over it, because you may have part of the material, you may have lifted up as you was moving on to the next portion of the FRC. Now, normally, if I was doing this on the patient, I would try to tuck my edges in prior, because I'm really and truly not a fan of putting the fleece on the thumb like this in this manner. I've had to do it depending on the situation, but if I can avoid it, I try to avoid it at all costs. It just kind of looks tacky to me, but it is functional and it does work. Okay, I'm just cutting little strips just so I can make sure that I can anchor down the Velcro down to the device so it doesn't lift up, because patients are going to be taking this thing on and off, and sometimes that Velcro is going to lift itself up. So you want to do all you can to make sure that it sticks and stays down. And take your loop. You know, normally I would do this with the patient's arm inside, but I'm rolling this on myself, so it's kind of hard to do it at this moment. But just to save material, I'm only going to roll and use what I need. It's all done. explain to the patient how to take the brace on and off. Slide in, secure, make sure their jewelry is out of the way. Boom. Uh-oh, now my Velcro isn't doing it. There it is. Perfect. Now we got an FRC, Thumb Spica FRC, Thumb Spica removable cast, as prescribed by your physician. Again, my name is Tony. Thank you for watching, and until next time, be awesome.